here to Ozuna.
2-1. To Ozuna. And I'm trying to get MLB pulled up here.
And Ozuna draws the 2-out walk. Let's go ahead and take a look at this swing here from the side. An absolute thing of beauty. Hand straight to the baseball. You're thinking about the fastball. You're getting to the fastball. You get started a little bit early, and he absolutely knew it. The hand grenade celebration. Saw him do that in Gwinnett on the homer last week. So this is the guy that had been hitting leadoff mostly in Acuna's absence, Alex Verdugo. So bump him down to the 5th spot in the order.
Verdugo is at the plate.
33 plate appearances for Marcel against Nick Pivetta. That's the first time we walked. Wow. Pivetta doesn't want to face Ozuna, and right now he doesn't want to face Verdugo. Verdugo with a solid single to right.
Oh.
And folks, CJ mentioned a while ago, but Nick Pivetta, his career, a little up and down, but he's having the best year of his
Come on
career.
in
No
if you want
question
to
about it.
people give it to
Sub-3
you.
ERA. He had never had below a 4 ERA coming into this season. Check out that batting average against of just 193. A lot has been going well here for Nick Pivetta. And it's a deep repertoire. It is mostly four-seam fastball, sweeper, curveball. Well, we've already seen the cutter. He's got a two-seamer. He's throwing a handful of sliders as well this year. And Sean Murphy expanding a couple of times there to get to 0-2.
I'll be right back.
Reaches for that sweeper, pops it up behind home plate. It will get into the seats. Also remember with this pitcher, Nick Pivetta, he was a teammate of Chris Sale in Boston for 4 seasons. Those guys are still good friends, know each other very well, and tonight they go against each other here at Truist Park. Murphy, shallow center, sprinting in Merrill, and it hangs up for him. But Ronald Acuna Jr. sets the tone in the biggest of ways. A storybook welcome back for the former MVP.
Looking for the GOAT of roofing and siding? Ace of all trades isn't just good. We're the greatest of all time when it comes to quality, reliability, and craftsmanship exterior work. Roofing, siding, gutters. If it's outside of your home, the GOAT gets it done right. Let's just ask the GOAT ourselves. See? Even the GOAT agrees. AOAT Extreme.com.
You know the words, memento mori. It means remember death. Remember, you must die. Remember, you must die.
Atlanta Braves baseball is presented by Truist. Hope everyone is enjoying the start to their Memorial Day weekend. Now, one guy is Ronald Acuna Jr. 1-0. He put the Braves on top. Now back out in right field as we head to the second frame. Chris Sale back to work. He'll face Bogart, Sheets, and Iglesias. 5, 6, 7 in the order. And another former teammate here, right, in Xander Bogaerts, of course, who spent the bulk of his career at the very beginning with those Boston Red Sox. Yeah, 10 years, 2013 to 2022 for Bogaerts in Beantown. Grounds into Ozzie, and Sale gets his former teammate to start the second. And speaking of Sale and his time in Boston, CJ, last Friday at Fenway, how special was that? He goes back there, 7 innings, 1 run. He was phenomenal.
Yeah, and he was great. He was fantastic. We talk about the arm angle coming up, but I think for him, certainly an emotional start to do it there in Boston. And mixed feelings, right, for those fans, because they certainly do appreciate him. But they're also saying, man, how did you get him from us? And he goes out and wins the Cy Young the very next year, right? So that had to be a tough one for Red Sox fans to watch. All of last year, and then that start he made.
And tonight also to see Nick Pivetta now having the success that he's having. Yeah, Red Sox fans, they might want to avert their eyes here this evening.
So they did offer Nick Pivetta that qualifying offer. He turned it down. He was a very late sign in the offseason. It wasn't until the middle of February until he came to a deal with the San Diego Padres, one that gives him some flexibility. It's a 4-year deal with a couple of opt-outs. He's making the most of it.
A couple of old friends going against each other here this evening. Gavin Sheets hit a couple of homers yesterday in Toronto. Harris back, and this one is gone. Gavin Sheets is on quite a run. It's 3 homers now in the last 12 innings of baseball for Gavin Sheets, and that ties him.
Yeah, this guy's locked in. He has been the one guy in this lineup that has been swinging a good bat. Now you can see Chris Sale at 97. They're trying to go away. That ball finished what looked like in or third or maybe even in on the black, and it just got out of here.
You can see Sale's reaction right away. Knew that one might be gone, and we are all tied at 1 piece. Now on to the second baseman, Iglesias, 1-1.
Now, Iglesias, if memory serves, did not start in the game that Chris Sale pitched in San Diego. And I was a little bit surprised because he's got good numbers against Sale over the course of his career. 11 for 36 with a couple of doubles and a homer.
He had that amazing 2024 with the New York Mets. They dubbed the OMG season because of Iglesias' song. Hasn't had the same success this year. And he sends an innocent fly ball out to Harris, 2 away. Now the catcher, Elias Diaz. Drops that slider at 0-1. Diaz pops it up right near home plate. Sean Murphy loses the mask and finds the baseball. Homer from Sheets ties us at 1.
Running a business gives me enough to deal with, like video meetings. No, you're muted. You're muted. Getting trapped by this guy.
Tumbling through the bushes and bam, poison ivy all up and down my arm. My mom said it was going to be a rough summer.
And filing an insurance claim. And Luckily, auto owners makes it easy. They pay what they owe without any hassle. That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
Game night Friday. You in?
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day? From hot and juicy to ooey gooey.
To oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
Today a little bit more special.
That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
This is Kim, and Kim's in the zone, making picks and winning money on Underdog. Kim knows ball. Kim also knows that all she has to do is pick higher or lower on her favorite players. And when she gets it right, her picks can win up to 1,000 times her money. Count it. Hey, bartender, another round of dubs. It's on Kim. New customers sign up and deposit to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits. Underdog, make picks, win money.
Discover your new Kia right now at Maury's West Salem Kia. Come lease a 2025 Kia Soul for $264 per month for 36 months. Or check out the 2026 Kia Sportage. Lease for $317.
Couple of solo homers, one apiece here in the Friday Night Showdown presented by Kaiser Permanente. Sun setting, spectacular views tonight. 74 degrees. Ronald Acuna with a homer in the first, Sheets with a homer in the second to tie things up. And now the Braves will have the bottom three of the order coming up here against Pavetta.
But it's not just any bottom three, right? And this is where Ronald has that effect. Everyone gets pushed down. You got a couple of really good hitters in Ozzie Albies. I know he's going through some struggles right now. And Michael Harris, of course, as good as he can be. Some guys trying to get right. It's a nice bottom of the order to have, essentially right in front of Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yep. Everything gets strengthened. 1 through 9 with Ronald being back at the top of the order for Atlanta. Pavetta ready to go back to work through 19 pitches in the first. And the 20th pitch of the ball game is a slow curve that stays upstairs. Braves fans may remember, even though they don't want to remember, what Pavetta did back on Sunday Night Baseball, the fourth game of the season out in San Diego, March 30th, when he was marvelous. 7 innings, gave up just 1 hit, no runs, didn't walk anybody, and 82 pitches. And Ozzie turned on that, but it's foul. A couple of good swings against the fastball, which is good news. I mentioned with Nick Pavetta, he's got a good one, and he's got what we call that really high vertical break on his heater. It stays true, it stays up. It's got some kind of ride to it, if you will. That's a ball. Yeah, that was a ball. But Adam Beck gave it to Pavetta, and he's got his second strikeout tonight. Something we talk about with umpires in the way that they set up, right? So here is Adam Beck on the inside, and so the outside sometimes will get distorted. But his history has told us that he hasn't called that pitch, but clearly off the plate. Tough break for Ozzie, 1 down, and now Harris. But to give you an idea, going back to that fastball really quick, so they measure that, they call that induced vertical break. He's got the highest in all of Major League Baseball. There it is right there. So when it comes to velocity and playing up in the zone, nobody's ball rides better than Nick Pavetta's. So basically you get a lot of guys swinging under that pitch.
Exactly. You almost have to trick yourself and tell yourself that you're trying to hit the top half of the ball, what your eyes have been trained to do throughout your entire career. You have to play some mind games to actually be able to get to that fastball.
Iglesias waits on this slow roller. 2 away. Shortstop, number 2, Allen. Now shortstop Nick Allen rounding out the lineup here tonight for Brian Snitker. Sends it to right. Well, jump in the air for Tatis and a 1-2-3 second for Nick Pivetta.
You ready to meet the latest addition to the family? The money you saved us with auto owners helped make it all possible. It really is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Excuse me?
Third best thing. Third best thing.
Auto owners offers a variety of discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance because they think the more you protect, the more you should save. That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
Check this out.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day. From hot and juicy to ooey gooey.
To oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
Today a little bit more special. That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Summer's here, and with the new Toyota, you can do all the things that make summer, summer. Take a Grand Highlander and go root for the home team. Send newlyweds off in a Camry. Congrats. Thanks. Or catch some waves with a RAV4. Still got it.
Right now, lease a new 2025 Land Cruiser for $499 a month. Or lease a 2025 RAV4 for $369 a month.
Your summer starts here. That limbo.
Toyota, let's go places.
All right, Xfinity Live Look Cam, all dressed up on a Friday night in Atlanta. One apiece as we head to the third in game one of this series. No filter there? That's pretty nice. Beautiful, right? Cinematic. The director and the camera ops here, they know what they're doing. Missing outside, Brandon Lockridge at the bottom of the order here for the San Diego Padres. Straightaway center field. Harris, go back a little further than maybe he initially thought, but he's got it.
This one a little bit louder off the bat maybe than anticipated. It's that slider from Chris Sale, and 100 miles an hour off the bat. This one had some carry to it.
No problem for Harris. Back to the top of the order for the Padres. Tatis struck out to start the ball game. Sixth year of the bigs, all with the Padres. He's in the fifth year of that big $340 million deal that he signed. Turns on it out to left. Verdugo backing up. Well, it's similar to the one out to center, both at the warning track, but both flyouts.
That one a little bit more surprising because it looked like you got in on Fernando Tatis Jr. and you can even see Verdugo looking a little bit confused, like how did that ball carry so much?
The winds seem to be pretty calm tonight.
This pitch is. He pulled his hands in pretty well, but it still looked like it was slightly below the barrel.
And now Luis arrives. So the number was 14. The swing and miss that we saw in the first at bat for Luis Arias was his 14th of the season. The next closest batter, Jacob Wilson, has swung and missed 29 times. So 14 to 29, then it's always fun to look the other way. Rafael Devers has swung and missed 164 times this year, or 150 more times than Luis Arias. Total opposite ends of the spectrum. He puts it in play again, but a soft liner to Ozzie and a very quick inning for Chris Sale at the top of the third.
makes me feel comfortable. It's not my afternoon tea or my kitten reminding me to hang in there. It's T-Mobile. When you switch, you'll pay less today and the price of your rate plan won't change for 5 years.
T-Mobile's new experience plans. Families can save 20% today and the price won't change tomorrow.
Chevy makes affordable vehicles that help you enjoy life. Get more for less in the Chevy Trax. Maximize every mile in the all-electric Equinox. And power through with the capable Colorado. Enjoy endless possibilities and your new Chevy. Well-qualified buyers can get 2.9% financing on all 2025 Equinox models. Plus, get no monthly payments for 90 days when you finance with GM Financial. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Introducing Traveler Whiskey from Buffalo Trace Distillery. Traveler's been tasted, selected, and perfected to be everything it should be. A premium whiskey that speaks for itself. Traveler's made to be enjoyed exactly how you like. Neat, on the rocks, or in your favorite cocktail. Traveler Whiskey. Easy to drink, hard not to love.
Bottom of the third and the top of the lineup for Atlanta, starting with Acuna. Batting 1,000 this season. Hit a home run in every plate appearance.
No chance he gets a fastball here, right?
I wouldn't throw one if I were Pavetta.
Might. Maybe set up in.
He just goes high with a heater. That's the second pitch that Acuna has seen this year. The first one that he saw, he hit 467 feet. Ground ball up the middle, 2 for 2. What a start. Well, seeing the ball well, that is what is important. And on time for the fastball, you mentioned a very unique fastball that you get from Nick Pavetta. It helps when it is down, right? If you have a fastball that has some carry, it plays very well at the top of the zone, you get a chance if it's in the bottom half of the zone. And Ronald was on that one again. Still batting 1,000. And on base to set the table here for Austin Riley. And look, CJ, for Acuna, he tore that right ACL back in July of 21. Returned in April the next year. So it was a pretty quick timetable. It was really talked about a lot during the 22 season, how, yes, he was out there, but he wasn't full Ronald Acuna Jr. They knew this time they wanted to take time to get him back to full health. So 362 days until he returned this time, and I think he looks great, obviously. He does. He's seen the baseball really well. They saw all the movements that they wanted to see during the rehab assignments for him. He has seen a lot of live pitching over this time. Everything that he was doing, the big key was getting him on his feet and in the field for a full game. And now we'll see, of course, and that is a big question. How often will Ronald Acuna Jr. try to steal bases? Now, this is a tough guy to steal off of, only 2 against him all year. You have Diaz behind the plate. He's done a nice job throwing out runners, 32%. That is a big number. But yeah, I would think he'll be a little cautious, especially early. Yeah. It makes sense. And again, this is a really tough combination of battery to steal against. But Goody, they're having that conversation. They're talking about at least whatever they have seen with Pavetta so far. You know he wants to go. There he goes. Well, Riley is going to take the pitch for ball 4. Acuna was going to steal the base, had that not been the case. The Braves have 2 on with nobody out. So you got a couple of things here. It's not a bad idea at all to go ahead and put him in motion in that full count. But that looks like the Ronald that we remember as far as the jump and the speed. Of course, 2 years ago, his MVP season, franchise record, 73 stolen bases. Now Matt Olson. Matt Olson has been so hot. He's our Xfinity game changer. How about those last 10? It's been amazing. The thing that I digged in, not to cut into our Xfinity game changer, but was just his last 5. 11 hits,
tied for the most hits he's ever had in a 5-game span. 4 home runs, tied for the most home runs he's ever had in a 5-game span. So while those numbers are certainly impressive, hitting 350, the last 5 in particular have been somewhat historic for Matt Olson.
And guys, Matt talked about the road trip after last night's game, and he thought the biggest difference offensively is that he's not missing the pitches he's supposed to be doing damage on. He felt like early on in the season, he would get a great pitch to hit, foul it off, and next thing you know, he'd be in a 2-strike count.
Yeah, we certainly remember seeing that. Then you'd see the frustration on his face, feeling like he should have got a hold of one, didn't, whether he was late or underneath it, whatever it may have been that led to that foul ball. And then we talked about a couple of guys, the bad luck that they were having. He was absolutely in that category.
Yeah, when he was squaring the ball up, it was going right to somebody. You just constantly see him shaking his head in frustration. And maybe frustrated there as he is ahead of that curveball from Pavetta.
That's a good one. It's got depth to it. This is where the fastball plays so well, right? You're worried about that high verve fastball. The curveball plays off it perfectly. You see the depth of the
back.
Kind of the same slot. You're wondering about the heater. Do I have to get my hands up high? And then that curveball falls off the tip. It just feels
1-1 bottom of the way.
Forever to get to home plate. It registers upper 70s and looks upper 60s.
2 on, 1 out. Matt Olson swinging. Strikes out swinging. And that, but. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree, fan.
Ozuna walked in the first. 2-1. We mentioned earlier how good Ozuna has been against Pavetta when these two have squared off. Let's see what Marcel can do here in the 3rd inning.
Oh.
There's that slow curve. He didn't.
There's that slow curve.
So Pavetta's looking in at home plate umpire wanting an answer on where that was, and Marcel's like, "It's up." He showed him with his hand where it is. Watch this right here. It's up. Nick's like, "Thanks, Marcel." 3-1 count. And that one's in there. Full now. 3-2.
And I don't think Pavetta has this in him, but if he were to locate one, say maybe off the plate a little bit of a called strike 3, then he could kind of throw it back at Marcel. So yes, right on the corner.
I wouldn't poke the bear. I wouldn't poke the big bear.
Me neither.
95 fouled back.
95 fouled back. Boom. I wouldn't even think about poking the big bear.
Acuna out at second, right at first.
Acuna Matata out at second.
Payoff pitch from Nick Pavetta.
Nick Pavetta, payoff pitch.
In there. No argument.
Strike. Wait, sit down, big bear.
I think he was just expecting something else. I think possibly, right? That ended up being a couple of fastballs there back to back. You got the curveball again in the back of your mind, and because that repertoire runs so deep, there is a lot to think about when you're facing Nick Pavetta. See what Verdugo can do here.
Let's see what Verdugo can do here.
The Bigs mentioned before this year never had an ERA below 4, but Braves country will remember him, of course, from his time in the NL East with Philadelphia. Then he goes to Boston, where he was teammates with Chris Sale. And then, as CJ mentioned, he was a late sign this offseason, free agent pickup by the Padres in February. And he falls behind here 2-0. He'd always been kind of a league average guy, which is not an insult, right? To be able to have the career that he has had, went through a period where he was making 30-plus starts and giving about that 4.5 ERA. There's great value in that.
But then when he was offered that qualifying offer, that he was a fence guy for sure. The qualifying offer, the way that it works, essentially, you can take it, and it's a one-year deal. I think it was a little over $21 million this year. But if you don't, then any team that signs you has to give up the draft pick. There's compensation, I should say compensation that goes in return, and that can be dicey. And I think that slowed down his free agency in a big way. But he has proven that any team that did sign him, which of course was the Padres, made the right call.
Because they've got King and Cease, 1 and 2 in that rotation, and those two are solid. Then there's been a little bit of an issue in 2 of the spots at the bottom of the rotation, but Pavetta has been solid. Unfortunately for the Braves, you get the toughest part of that rotation. Nick Pavetta tonight, Michael King tomorrow, and then Dylan Cease, the Milton native, on Sunday. Two balls and 2 strikes down next Verdugo. Acuna had the leadoff single that Riley walked, but since then, back-to-back strikeouts for Pavetta. Now he's looking for a third. Verdugo staying alive.
Yeah.
25 pitches in this inning for Pavetta.
25
pitches. 53rd of the game for the right-hander. Left field Lockridge toward the line. Just enough space. 2 runners stranded in the third.
I'll be right back in the mood. We're in the 3D mode.
Running a business gives me enough to deal with, like video meetings. No, you're muted. You're muted. Getting trapped by this guy.
Stumbling through the bushes and bam, poison ivy all up and down my arm. My mom said it could be a rough summer.
And filing an insurance claim. Luckily, auto owners makes it easy. They pay what they owe without any hassle. That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
Game night Friday. You in?
This right here, the legendary light beer, the originator, the inventor. If this can could talk, it tells stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal, writing a story 50 years long, and 50 million friends wide. Legendary stories. Start with a light. Here's the 50 years of Miller time.
On a distant world, darkness marched ever closer. In the hour of reckoning, you stood as one.
Packed house in a tie game to begin Memorial Day weekend here at Truist Park. And Chris Sale, one of the many starting pitchers on a great run for the Braves right now. Let's take a look at our Truist leaderboard and what he has done with this slider. 53 strikeouts on that pitch alone. And I had a chance to catch up with Sean Murphy and ask him about this run for the starting rotation for the Braves guys. I know AJ struggled last night, but even with that, he basically said it doesn't force him to be very creative because everyone is executing their pitches. And with Chris Sale, he can rely on that slider after slider after slider, A, because it's really good, but B, because he's located it. And Sean feels like that's been the case for almost every pitcher in the Braves rotation recently, is that they are executing the pitches at such a high level.
It's almost more important as opposed to what pitch you actually throw. Now, with Chris Sale, it's a very simple pitch mix, and so you're not overthinking it. But for guys who do have a deeper repertoire, especially somebody like Spencer Schwellenbach, you might question once in a while which pitch you're throwing. Was that the right pitch? But at the end of the day, it is always about execution.
There is the slider. And Odyssey always throws to first. Machado's 1 for 2. Yeah, you talk about the slider. We started to discuss earlier, CJ, the increased velocity that we've seen as of late with Chris Sale. The velocity not quite where it is tonight that it was in Boston, but some of that could be by design. But just in general, what do you make of what we've seen from Sale's velocity this season?
He was very honest about it. I listened to him speak. I think it was on actually Mookie Betts' podcast where he talked about using the term, I can't redline it every time. And that is kind of the way that Chris Sale is built, right? He's a high-intensity guy. He comes at you with everything he has all the time. And as you start to get a few gray hairs in that beard, you realize, you know what? I can't do that all the time. I would like to, but I want to last longer. He's not happy if he doesn't get deep in a game. We know that with him. And so there is something to kind of pacing himself.
Sprints after this. Throws hard there. The radar gun would say on that one as he gets barreled at first base.
That's the Gold Glover right there. The good news for you, Brandon, is that we can actually find out, and we will here in a second, how hard Chris Sale threw that ball. The thing that's always disappointing, it's usually never close to what they're doing on the mound, but it looks like they're throwing the ball really hard. But that's a great job of getting around that baseball as a left-hander and making that strong throw over to Mattles.
I'm told just over 85 miles per hour.
Let's play the guessing game with you.
Oh.
So whoever in our truck ruined that, that's what I say to you.
I'm not going to out that person. Now Bogarts, who grounded out in the second inning. And he also said in Fenway last week, too, hey, my juices were flowing a little bit more. That was big. You're back in Fenway. It's a Friday night against your former team. And so that velocity was as high as it's been on the average four-seam speed since 2018 in a game for Chris Sale. Pretty unusual.
Yeah, there's a lot there. There's always good atmosphere in a place like Boston, but you mentioned it on a weekend, the team that you once played for, to see him sit nearly 97 miles an hour the entire game, that's something.
Liner, there's Ozzie. 8 in a row set down for Sale since the Sheets homer.
Summer's here, and with the new Toyota, you can go here, surf that, here, woo, and here.
Right now, lease a new 2025 Tacoma SR5 for $309 a month, or get 1.99% APR for 72 months on a tough new Tundra.
Your summer starts here, and just keeps on going.
Toyota, let's go places.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day. From hot and juicy to ooey gooey
to oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes today
a little bit more special.
That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
welcome to delicious.
Win one championship, you're celebrated. Win twice, they call you a hero. But when you've won it all 7 times, the trophy speaks for itself. Introducing the full lineup of Ram trucks. Ram, 7-time winner of Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
Time for our game nugget brought to you by Chick-fil-A, with Murphy leading off the bottom of the fourth. Murphy and Baldwin since April 6th, second in all these categories in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, this is as catchers, right? So if there was a day that Murph was DHing or Drake was DHing, that wouldn't count toward that. But the point there is that this tandem is working out extremely well. We did not know what to expect from Drake Baldwin, right? Remember, we watched him go through his new spring training, got a little excited about the bat, would he be able to catch? Well, it has been everything you would expect and more from these two.
Sean Murphy getting the start here tonight. He flew out back in the first. Was able to hold up there on the sweeper, 1-0.
And you didn't really know what you were going to get from Sean Murphy, right? Because the injury issues last year, then the cracked rib in spring training. But when he came back earlier this year, he came out on fire. Yeah, didn't he homer in his first at bat too? I know he homered the first game. Yeah. It might have been that very first at bat, but was it first pitch? Because that's really been most dramatic and most interesting. 8 homers all told this year since the return for Sean Murphy. Low break time here because of the sound that was made by Diaz. Adam Beck walking right out to Nick Pivetta. It sounded like it hurt, but the reaction physically didn't look as bad. You always have that fraternity of catchers. They check up on one another. They know what that's like. Pivetta with 4 strikeouts. He's got a 2-2 count here. Murphy's able to stay away from that. 3-2. Here is the payoff. Murphy winds it into the net, foul. Wiley, did you get that ball? Yes. Did he catch it clean or did it like trickle to him? What do we got? We're going to find out. Oh, off the net and oh wow. Marcel loving it. Did he just ring him up? Boy, that looked like it might have been ball 4. But down goes Murphy. 5 strikeouts for Pivetta. Which replay you want to see? The strikeout or I want to see Wiley. Yeah, it might have been just below the zone. It's close. Diaz has not been that great at framing this year, but he got that call. Look at this. That's athleticism. Oh, off the chair. He got double hands over his head from Marcel. He loved it. Go ahead, Wiley.
Yeah, look at Ronald. That's the highlight of my life. There it is.
That's awesome. He's teaching the boys how to play defense that way, Wiley. Not many will remember this, but some will, and Wiley, I think you will. You reminded me right there of Georgia State men's basketball coach Ron Hunter when he fell off his chair in the NCAA tournament.
Is that Michigan State? Is that who they?
Yeah, you got me there. I don't know. I can't remember who they beat, but I remember he had the injury to his foot. He was on a scooter and he fell off and celebrating, and that's but you got the ball. He didn't have the ball.
Yeah, only one of those is one of the greatest moments in Atlanta sports history. Other one's mildly amusing.
Great play, though.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
That was tremendous.
Yeah, I will not try for another ball the rest of the year.
Go out on top.
Yes, 1 for 1.
Just like George Costanza, hit your high note, leave the room. 1-2 here on Albies. 1 bounce to the second baseman, Iglesias. Arise scrambles back. 2 down. Go. Who knew he was that flexible? Had his foot above the head for Wiley. That is so good. It was Baylor, by the way, not Michigan State, that finished the. That's what I was going to. The point on Ron Hunter. Here's Harris. Some green, right? Both of them. Yeah, both green. They're green and both. Hits this hard, and Harris singles to center with 2 outs in the 4th inning. And against the curveball, and the curveball has been good tonight for Nick Pivetta. This one, though, you can see that one pop out of the hand, right? That's what you're looking for. When you see it actually go up out of the hand of Nick Pivetta, you'll be able to read the spin much better. He got under it a little bit, and Michael was ready for it. That may not seem like much, but Pivetta was really getting into a rhythm. Maybe that disrupts him a little bit.
I'm
Rick
playing
Allen had a pretty
doodling.
decent swing against him in his first at bat with that line drive that he hit to right field.
Called strike top of the zone.
Cold strike top of the zone.
Where he often likes to throw that sweeper to the righties. Michael goes for second base. The ball pops free. And Michael is in scoring position. I mentioned Diaz has thrown the ball extremely well this year, throwing out 6 of 19. Now make it 6 of 20, but about 10% better than league average. And you see that throw had a little bit of tail to it, but he has a really strong arm. Michael's left hand kind of looked like it's stuck in the dirt. Had they held on to that, he might have been out. Not the friendliest of tag spots there for Michael, but he's in safely. Pavetta's 1-2. Allen lifts it towards Merrill. Couple steps over into the gap. That sends us to the fifth.
We all love the big moment. The big moment doesn't start with the big result. It starts with the yard work. Because the big moment is just one moment forged by 1,000 moments. Strauss in Major League Baseball. You're up. Go yard.
Life gives us enough to deal with, like doing your taxes, hosting in-laws,
Oh, you're still trying to do the beard thing, huh?
and of course, filing an insurance claim. But luckily, Auto Owners makes it easy. They pay what they owe, without any hassle. That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
What is that smell?
Chevy makes affordable vehicles that help you enjoy life. Get more for less in the Chevy Trax. Maximize every mile in the all-electric Equinox. And power through with the capable Colorado. Enjoy endless possibilities and your new Chevy.
Well-qualified buyers can get 2.9% financing on all 2025 Equinox models. Plus, get no monthly payments for 90 days when you finance with GM Financial. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Baseball is getting personal with My Daily Story, powered by AI from Google Cloud. Now all your highlights are personally curated with AI, ensuring your teams and players are always in your lineup. Watch your My Daily Story now on the MLB app.
One to one onto the fifth. Let's take a look at our Georgia Natural Gas Greener Life Impact Play. Discussing Braves pitching. Last two home series at Truist Park, a sub-2 ERA for Atlanta. And again, in 8 games, they're looking really good. That's nice to see. The low batting average, the strikeouts have been really good. How about 7 of 8 quality starts? You'll take that all day long. And Chris Sale, the one blemish, that Sheets homer in the second, and now he faces Sheets here to start the 5th inning. Since that Sheets homer, Sale has set down the last 8 that he has faced. Two from Chris Sale. He went around. Yes, he did. This time
That's the pitch that he's going to here and now. If he leaves that up a little bit, Contreras has got a shot at tying this thing up.
So it's down the way. He's yanking that fastball in this inning. 3 of those 4 home runs also allowed against the Chicago Cubs. All 3 solo homers, as mentioned. Has allowed a home run since.
If we keep saying home run, maybe that's what will take place.
Putting it out into the universe. That's what it's going to take. 2-1. Action has started in the Pirates bullpen. Right toss. And he did. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was the sweep.
Well, even when you're not throwing a whole bunch of strikes, when you have this reputation and you have this type of arsenal, even when you miss with a sweeper like that, you get those type of swings. We saw Yelich in his last at-bat swing at a pitch similar to that.
Toss the first has Churio back. Big hole on the right side for Contreras. That's strike 3. Couldn't pull the trigger on the fastball. Looked like he was guessing off speed. Check out tonight's Potawatomi Casino Hotel Advanced Stat. Most multi-homer games in Brewers franchise history. Ryan Braun with 33 of them. Fielder 22, and then Christian Yelich. All 11 of his multi-homer games have come as a Brewer. And a ground ball hit towards the middle and a base hit. Churio turns on the Jets. He's going to go from first to third. And Yelich with his second hit of the night. Tying run is on base for Hoskins.
Yelich with a couple of home runs last night that we just showed you. Now a couple of singles. This is the first pitch. Gets a heater. Able to hit it on the ground like Skeens is able to do, but Yelich squeaks it through, and they got something cooking. Let's see if Hoskins can get to Paul Skeens.
Strikeout and a walk for Hoskins. And a line drive, left center, sinking, and down, a base hit. First to third goes Yelich. Hoskins is going to go to second as the ball rolls around. Yelich couldn't get a read. It's a 2-1 ball game. That ball was pinballing around behind the plate, and Yelich couldn't figure out how close it was to Skeens or not. An RBI single for Hoskins as he delivers against Skeens.
Yeah, he saw the success Yelich just had. He said, I'm going to dump this out in the center field, and if Cruz went for it, if he doesn't, he would probably be able to hold Yelich at second. But since he dove, you watch Yelich tiptoeing into second base. As soon as he sees Cruz going for it, he turns on the Jets for third. And when the ball kicks away, his line of sight, he cannot tell exactly how far that ball got away. Of course, up here, we were like, probably could go, but from that viewpoint, not much you can do. Last thing you want to do is have some sort of collision at home plate or out by a mile and risk the chance of Sal Freely coming up big.
Sal Freely's going to hit. Runners are at second and third as Hoskins advanced into scoring position. More than likely an 8. If it's not, he just advances on the throw. Regardless, Frelick 0 for 2 against Skeens. And Frelick bounces foul, going after that first pitch splitter.
For Yelich, it was first pitch fastball. That was a slider that Hoskins was able to take into center field. Slider right down the middle, too.
Last 3 hitters have taken a rip at that first pitch. That's inside. Going to be on your toes if you Yelich over third. Ball gets away from the catcher, Davis. It's nothing but brick behind home plate. To watch the caroms. And Frelick hits a ground ball of one hop over to Frazier. He throws him out. And that ends the inning. Skeens gives up a run. It's a 2-1 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 6th.
It's employee pricing with the Ford crew.
Employee pricing across a full lineup.
Fun fact, Hank, Ford assembles the most vehicles in the country.
Another fun fact, everyone pays what we pay.
So, you get employee pricing. You get employee pricing. You get employee pricing.
Them.
Yeah,
Everyone gets employee pricing.
you get employee pricing.
Choose FlexBuy on the new F-150 and get 2.9% APR financing for 66 months plus 1,000 retail bonus cash. Only at your local Wisconsin Ford dealer.
This is the legendary light beer. If this can could talk, then it tells stories. And if you've had one, you probably got a story worth telling. Here's the 50 years Melatonin.
This is not a blue moon. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. A Valencia orange makes a blue moon, and everything a little brighter.
Two to one Pirates. The Brewers got the one thanks to Reese Hoskins, and for every Brewers RBI this season, Northwestern Mutual Foundation funding 5 hours of childhood cancer research. Northwestern Mutual and the Milwaukee Brewers, private partner in curing childhood cancer. Brandon Anderson back in there, faces Key Brian Hayes and delivers strike one. Big inning for the Brewers and their pitching staff to keep the Pirates off the scoreboard. After they just got one the top half of the inning and more than likely into the Pirates bullpen. 101 pitches for Paul Skeens. 2-out RBI single by Hoskins. Aaron Ashby is starting to play catch in the Brewers' pen. Just activated today from the injured list.
To a scoreless inning at AAA the day before yesterday.
Anderson gets a ground ball to third. Tough play, Durbin throws on the run to first, and a nice scoop by Hoskins for the first out.
We've seen Durbin make some really good plays over at third base just in this series, and I mean, you have to get rid of it. Hayes isn't super fast, but he just knows that it's such a long throw. Hoskins kind of repositions his feet as well to get in a better position to scoop this one out of the dirt. Take a look. It's a good job. Always good. Get that leadoff man back to the dugout as quickly as possible.
Just got to give your first baseman an opportunity to make a play, right? Get it in the vicinity. And it was online, just a short hop. Frazier takes down and away. He showed bunt. Swing and a miss. Grant Anderson has faced 3 hitters. He's got them all out so far. Struck out Horowitz and Canario. The base is loaded and only one out, relieving Freddie Peralta last half inning. Rare changeup that missed as bullpen is moving. That's Tanner Rainey. And seen Caleb Ferguson. Now Rainey loosening. 2-2 on Frazier.
Yeah, they made the switch in that bullpen that it was possibly going to be starting the 7th inning for the Pirates. So I don't know if he has too many throws deep off the bump already, just Rainey.
Brewers in the 7th will have the bottom of the order. Durbin, Bowers, and Monasterio scheduled. And fouled back by Frazier. Good sweeper from Anderson. good take by Frazier. 3-2. Kind of Falefa on deck. It's a part of the order that the Brewers have struggled with the bottom part. Frazier and Kind of Falefa 4 for 4. Got a good look at that fastball there. I think it's because Anderson missed a couple of times with the sweeper. That's usually the pitch that gets into the mind of hitters where he can sneak a fastball by. So they change him through 2 changeups in that sequence, ends up walking it. Here's Peter Falefa, now quick work for Auto Owners Insurance.
Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle. That's simple human sense.
Kind of Falefa, 2 for 2. Both base hits to right field. Certainly a double play candidate, though. And sweeper is a strike. I wonder if he stays really, really heavy sweeper in this at bat, only because Kind of Falefa has hit both of those balls to right field on fastballs. You know, that kind of stuff gets passed around. Contreras obviously remember, hopefully, what had been thrown in previous at bats. Scored a bunt and took a fastball down the middle. Both the base hits coming out pitches middle in, too. And just kept those hands inside. On 2 on Kind of Falefa. Ashby is ready in the bullpen. More than likely getting ready for Cruz, who's due up third. Yes, he did on that sweeper. Big strikeout for Anderson. I think after he missed with that fastball, I think it was a purpose pitch. If he goes up and wins the fastball and swings at it great, if not, come back with this sweeper. To a right-handed batter, this looks like, first of all, it's a fastball in, and then it looks like it's a fastball middle, and by the time you commit, it ends up being a sweeper, a foot off the plate. You wonder why you swung. Davis, fly ball into right. Sal Frelick a few steps in, makes the catch, and Anderson puts up another 0. Hitting 2/3 from Frank Anderson out of the mound.
Let's get started. Bill, where's your mask? I really tried sleeping with it, everybody, but I'm done struggling. Now I sleep with Inspire. Inspire? Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside my body with just a click of this button. A button? No mask? No food? Just sleep.
Yeah, but you need the hose, you need the air, you need the... Oh.
Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Learn more and view important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Eddie's, we know whether you grill with charcoal, gas, pellet, or griddle. We've got the perfect grill for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. With free assembly and delivery of your new grill, along with all the sauces, rubs, and grilling extras, you'll have everything you need for your perfect barbecue. That sounds pretty perfect. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks. These days, there's a lot of talk about business in America. That's something that Honda knows all about. Because most of the Honda vehicles sold in America are built in America using domestic and globally made parts. Honda's built over 31 million vehicles in the USA. Enough if lined up end to end would go from the Statue of Liberty to the Golden Gate Bridge and back over 13 times. And right now, well-qualified buyers can lease a Accord for $299 a month or get 3.99% APR financing. For details, see your Greater Milwaukee Honda dealer.
KFC chicken and waffles. Juicy original recipe chicken and rich golden waffles drizzled in syrup. It's an order everyone will envy. Enjoy all this crispy sweetness today. Just $7.
Toyota game reset as we've reached the 7th inning in Pittsburgh. Paul Skeens, 8 strikeouts in 6 innings of work, allowing just the 1 run. Reese Hoskins drove in the only run. Battle the bullpens now as the Pirates go to the pen. Right-hander Tanner Rainey, his 8th appearance for the former National. 27-year-old, 6'3". 32 years old. He's a 50-50 guy, too. Slider or four-seam fastball. Slider slightly more. He's going to sit in the mid to upper 90s. Good luck on the slider. Padres hitting under 190. There is a first pitch fastball, and it's strike one on Durbin. Bowers to follow, and then Monasterio. One on Durbin. 0 for 2, he's popped to first and bounced to short. Try and get to this Pirates bullpen. This whole pitching staff has been relatively stout, especially the starters of late. Durbin fouls it away. Jared Koenig has joined Aaron Ashby. Yes, he did. He went around on that slider. That's the nasty pitch you were talking about, Tim. Davis completes the strikeout. Let's take a look at tonight's Tavern of the Game winner, which is the Thirsty Farmer in Cobb. The Tavern calls the Milwaukee Brewers by 10 a.m. tomorrow. They will receive 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer is courtesy of the Tavern in Lee, Wisconsin, and Miller Lite. There it is. It's Miller time. Tasty. One-run ball game. Bowers at the plate. Just missed one his last time up against Skeens. Fly down to the warning track in deep center. Ball and a strike. Rainey spent 6 years with the Nationals, 50 games with them last year. Really one of their stars in the pen for a few seasons. Served as the setup guy. That's what you're going to miss. Slider off the plate. 12 saves back in 2022 for Tanner Rainey. We go from a starting pitcher with 7 pitches to a guy with just 2. Flip the coin. And that is called for a ball. I think Bowers thought it was going to be strike 3, so he did the turn and didn't hear anything, so tried to play it off. Just caught a meaty portion of that. Nothing to see here. So, yeah. Speaking of no one's looking. And he turns it into a walk. Well, the Brewers, can they take advantage of that missed call? I mean, that was middle. And then Bauer is able to take ball 4. And Monasterio's coming up. I'm surprised the Pirates bullpen was not, or the dugout, I should say, was not more loud. Mark Whitmer. Well, in years to come, if they do that challenge system where you tap your hat, I bet there's going to be a lot of hat tapping on pitches like that. Speaking of hats, that's a big hat. Parrot. It's a big hat. It's funny. Nice scoop by Davis to save the base. 2-0. All he needs is a motorized cart. He's in good shape. To Monasterio. And that's a base hit to left field. Ambush the fastball. Bowers going to try and take third. The throw is going to go that way. And Bowers is safe. Aggressive base running from Bowers. The tying runs at third. Good
base running. I think he just got a good jump. He could see that the ball was easily going to be down in left field. Watch him take off. He sees it. And then he just sees where Canario is just not getting to the ball. I mean, I think he's got a really good arm. I think that's what he was worried about, but he had a long way to go to get to that ball, playing very deep out in left field.
Back to the top of the order, Bryce Terang at the plate. And a first pitch hack comes up empty. So Dennis Santana starting to loosen. Terang fouls it back. But the corner's up right now, and with 2 strikes, see where the Pirates play their defense. For Terang, he's centered on the ball a couple of times against Skeens with nothing to show for it. Oh, 2. Down and in, another good stop by Davis. He saved at least 2 bases in this inning.
Yeah, that one pick on the 55-footer. And then here, first and third, 1-run ball game, smothers this one to the point where he's able to come up with it. Look, Monasterio back to first.
1-2, runner goes. Fouled away. Challenge fastball right down the middle.
I think that's why you're seeing the respect. You're seeing the respect of the slider when you're late on a fastball like that, or even when Bowers took that pitch that was up in the zone. You're expecting. You don't want to get beat on the slider because you know how good it is.
1-2. There it was, and it just missed right off that outside corner.
Thought it was going to come back and just not enough. Really like how Terang was timed up on that. If he throws a meaty slider here, he may be all over it.
Runner goes again. Fouled away, got a fastball up in the zone. Good speed on the bases. A 7th pitch in a sequence between Rainey and Terang. And a line drive back up the middle by Terang. That'll tie it. Monasterio goes from first to third, and Bryce Terang delivers again.
What a great at-bat by Bryce Terang. And, I mean, that was not the fastball that wanted to come out of the hand of Brady, but Terang shoots it up the middle. RBI number 21. And again, Paul Skeens winless in the month of May.
Tough no decision for Paul Skeens as he goes 6 innings, allows just the 1 run, but the bullpen falters again as Don Kelly is out. He's going to make the pitching change. Dennis Santana's been loosening. Rainey's day is done. It'll be Santana against Churiel. Runners on the corners, a chance to take the lead.
Wisconsin neighborhoods and downtowns. Main streets and memories. All the families we serve. It's an honor to be trusted by you and to be part of such a beautiful place. Wisconsin, when you need us, we are here. Until then, we'll see you around. Because this is home. One call, that's all.
Steinhoffel's biggest Memorial Day sale ever is happening now. Save 10% off store-wide and get $50 instant cash back for every $4.99 you spend. Plus, buy a premium mattress and get free premier delivery on everything. Take advantage of Steinhoffel's 60-month 0% financing. Get amazing doorbusters like this recliner now $199, or this bed only $399. Shop in store or online at steinhoffels.com.
When you're up north, you'd better be down for some fun. Because summer in Eagle River, Wisconsin means packing your summer away. Lakes, trails, food, lakes, whatever this is, friends, family.
Fill your summer with fun. Plan your trip to Eagle River at eagleriver.org. Milwaukee Brewers baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is presented by Northwestern Mutual. Batter up to a better way to money today, northwesternmutual.com. And by your Wisconsin Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. 2-2 ball game as we play the top of the seventh inning in the Steel City. The Brewers hitting the bullpen for the Pirates. Dennis Santana's coming in. He's been outstanding out of the 22nd appearance. Sparkling 177 ERA too.
Yeah, just look at these numbers. They're unreal. 13 strikeouts with 3 walks. He's real heavy on the slider as well.
Runner started and stopped as Terang looked like he was going to try and take second base, and looked like we had a cross-up too with the catcher who's sending the signals out there to Santana. 1-0 on Jackson Chourio. It's in tight 2-0. Base hit a walk today for Chourio. Scored the run in the 6th against Skeets. 3 straight base runners have reached for Milwaukee. 3-0 on Chourio. See if he has a green light or if it's an auto take on 3-0. And took it right down the middle. He was taken.
He was. Didn't part of you just want to be like, just go for it?
He might hear on 3-1. Runner goes, and now a line drive into the gap in left center, and it falls! Canario couldn't make the play. Scoring is Monasterio, and the Brewers have the lead. Jackson Chourio on base for a 3rd time.
Seventh hit for the Brewers, all singles. This one here to take the lead. Got off the end of the bat a little bit, otherwise I'd have been scorched into the gap. Canario can't come up with it. Able to keep it in front of him, though. Keeps Bryce Terang at second base.
Chance for a big inning as Contreras hits with 2 on and only 1 out. 3 straight singles for the Brewers. It's low with the sinker. 1 ball, 1 strike. Think about that pitch to Jake Bowers that was called for a ball that kept that at bat alive, turned into a walk. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2 on Contreras. Took the next pitch, slider that was ball 4 and 3 straight hits after the fact.
I mean, it's a little bit puzzling, too, why Santana would throw so many fastballs, sinkers, cutters, whatever, to Chourio, a guy that is probably more susceptible to the breaking ball.
That's on the ground foul. Turn back to second base. Swing and a miss. There's the slider, and Contreras is gone. 3rd strikeout for Contreras in this game.
He started the bat off with a slider, ends it with a slider.
Yelich 2 for 3 tonight, couple of singles. And first pitch, strike with the slider. Wisconsin Lottery Powerball home run leaderboard has Yelich at the top. 2-homer game last night. The ball in the gap are down a line. 2 score at this moment right now. It's foul. 0-2 on Yelich. He's seen 2 sliders in the sequence from Santana. And time called and granted by Yelich. Got something in his eye. Good take. 3 straight sliders, and now Davis, the catcher, got something in his eye.
It's all the cat litter they threw in the field for game 1. Right after the rain delay, they had to cake the field in it. Hard to get rid of that stuff once it gets mixed in.
Swing and a miss. He got nothing but sliders in the sequence, and Santana comes in and strikes out a pair. Brewers have the lead, though, as they get 2 in the 7th inning.
Shop every team in town. College and pro. Come on, it's time to go.
Play ball, Milwaukee. Shop the latest in Brewer style with your favorite brands and throwback designs. Rally House has gear for everything.
Market Eagles, Wisconsin Badgers, Brewers, Bucks, and the Packers. Rally House. It's your city, it's your house, it's the Rally House.
Shop your favorite teams in-store and online at rallyhouse.com.
Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
One call, that's all. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. One call, that's all.
Might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. You may not even know you have it, but you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand. With early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Hi, ring in the start of summer and get $1 hot dogs at the Memorial Day game against the Red Sox on Monday. Don't miss one of the best days at the ballpark. Get your seats today at brewers.com/tickets.
Jared Koenig coming into the ball game, 25th appearance for him. Given up a couple of runs in his last few times that he's taken the mound, but he's got the top of the order, starting with Oneil Cruz. And the first one is up and into the breaking ball. There's a strike on Cruz. Through the cutter, 1-1 strike.
Yeah, Koenig's going to have the top of this order with Cruz, McCutcheon, and Reynolds.
Ground ball hit to second base. Easy play for Terang. 1 up and 1 down. Go downstairs to Sophia with an update on Jose Quintana.
Yeah, the Brewers announced earlier today that Jose Quintana will go out on a minor league rehab assignment, and that will be Tuesday in Appleton with the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Quintana is here on the trip, and he threw an up-down bullpen of over 40 pitches. So he said that he felt great even in warm-ups and how that bullpen went yesterday. So all clear for him to make that rehab assignment as he continues to work his way back from that left shoulder inflammation.
Great stuff. Thank you. There's a line drive down into the corner for McCutcheon. He's going to be aboard. As Bowers gets it in, it'll be a one-out double for McCutcheon, who just continues to get on base.
Well, he gets pitch number one that he likes after pretty much just walking nonstop, I guess, against the Brewers in this series. But this cutter, you can see, he's right over the plate. This is something McCutcheon's been doing his entire career. He's able to pull the ball. Most guys would just continue their swing and hit it foul. He just keeps it fair down the left field line. Went out double. Here's Reynolds from the right side.
Three bases loaded and walk back in the fifth inning. Tying run standing at second base for Pittsburgh in the seventh. And strike one. Both starters out of the ball game. Brewers getting to this bullpen of Pittsburgh. Koenig, who had a couple of days off after throwing in 3 consecutive games. There's Isaac Matson, who pitched in the ball game last night. Line into the gap at right center. McCutcheon's going to come around and score, tie the game. It's 3-3. So a double and now a single by Reynolds. Back to even.
Really tough trying to navigate the top of this Pirates order. We got guys being patient. You got switch hitter. You got guys going opposite field. Leave it to Brian Reynolds, who's done so well against the Brewers over his career.
One of the best batting averages of anybody who's played against the Brewers. Horowitz fouls it back. Got a first pitch cutter, fouled it into the seats. So back to even. Each team 3 runs on 7 hits. Each team with an error. Each team is stranded 7. And Koenig is ahead 0-2. Use his timeout. Here's Andrew McCutcheon, just keeps on hacking. 0-2. Line foul. Koenig's now given up a run in 3 of his last 5 appearances. He's scoreless in his last 2 before tonight. And it's down and away. Good stop by Contreras.
I think top to bottom, the Brewers bullpen has just seen so much usage over the last several weeks. And they had Aaron Ashby going, and then they decided, let's go with Jared Koenig. They've trusted him in the past. He's gotten the job done.
And that is guided foul. Somehow got a piece of the bat on that ball that was a foot outside.
But I think when you're being used this much, you sometimes don't feel like you have your best stuff. So you try to make it even nastier. You try to make it sink more. You try to make it break more. And then the pitches start adding up.
There's Ashby, who was getting loose last half inning. The Brewers took the lead and went to Koenig. That's strike 3 called right on the corner, 2 away.
You saw 98, couple pitches before. Here's 97. Painted away. What are you going to do about that? You just kind of have to say, no, I disagree, but I'm going to go back and look at the iPad and then have to agree. Great pitch by Koenig.
Canario Takes down and in. Contreras kept it in front of him somehow. Canario, 3 strikeouts today. 2 against Peralta. And then Grant Anderson got him with the bases loaded in the 5th. Swing and a miss. That's big cut.
Yeah, Grant Anderson, how good was he? Filling up the zone, mixing in that high heater and the sweeper, and just done an excellent job for the Brewers this season.
Ground ball hit towards the middle. Terang on the backhand. Throws to first in time. Platinum Glover using the arm this time to get Canario. Great play to get Caney out of the inning. Pirates get 1, but no more.
Thanks everyone, especially Vicky. She's been with us since the beginning and saved us enough on our insurance to help us open our 2nd location.
Auto Owners offers a variety of discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance because they think the more you protect, the more you should save.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Vicky.
That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Who you talking to anyway?
It's a commercial.
Make the most of Memorial Day at the Home Depot.
So what are you working on?
We're adding some color.
Bringing summer inside.
All in one quote. 14 days of Memorial Day savings are happening now at the Home Depot.
At Potawatomi, where ways to win are endless, you could score epic cash and prizes in the season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty come together for drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is there for the taking. It all happens Friday, June 27. Your win is waiting. Only at Potawatomi.
This is the legendary light beer. If this can could talk, then it tells stories. And if you've had one, you probably got a story worth telling. Here's the 50 years Melatonin.
This is not a blue moon. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. A Valencia orange makes a blue moon, and everything a little brighter.
A lot of action late in this ball game. 3-3 as we go to the 8th inning. Santana stays in. He faces Hoskins, Frelick, and Durbin. And the first pitch strike on Hoskins on the inside corner. We talked about the bullpen and where the Brewers are situationally. Canning giving them an inning in the 7th. Hoskins takes down and away. The Brewers have had 3 outings this month from a pitcher completing 6 innings. Chad Patrick has done it twice. Freddie Peralta just once. Goes to show how much that bullpen's been working, especially of late.
When you start looking at quality starts, Brewers near the bottom. In all of baseball, the quality starts. That's the big indicator of how much work the bullpen has had to cover.
Hoskins lines a base hit to left. Another hit for Rhys Hoskins to start the Brewers offense in the 8th.
He was the guy that got this thing whole run on the board in the 6th, and now he's leading off the 8th with a rocket through the 6 hole. Another single. All singles for the Brewers here tonight. He's being lifted for a runner.
Joey Ortiz. I've seen this before where Ortiz will come in and run, play short, move Monasterio over to first. See what they do. Pitch to Frelick. Check swing foul, and it almost got into that Pirates dugout. Nick Mears is up in the Brewers' pen. So you get the go-ahead run over there at first base. Playing up. Toss to first. Ortiz dives back.
And we held so long to see who might be running. Thought possibly it could be Daz Cameron over there as well. Looking a minute, it's Freelick with a big cut. I think it's the right move to get a fast runner over there. At the same time, you could move Bowers to first base and put Daz Cameron in the left. So Pat Murphy going to Ortiz to get that defensive glove over at the big spot at shortstop.